Just walking in the house in my room, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube making chips, shiver like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I better get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
What's up, y'all? It's Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, with another Rikers Island story, man. This is a story about when I seen two Bloods fighting, and the bigger one beat the other one with a food tray. But that ain't even the gist of the story, okay? Because this Blood who I'm talking about was an oppressor, but he was soft at the same time. He beat the other Blood with the food tray. Didn't even hurt him that bad. Then they fought. He lost. Then he gets packed up and sent to the infamous One Man House of Pain. And he becomes the participant of the 4 or 5 Bloods who killed the Crip. So I'm gonna take you to one low, okay? This guy's name, I'm not even gonna say his name because I know for sure, this guy's probably still a ding-a-ling. You know what I'm saying? So he not gonna get no name card on here. But he was soft. I didn't have no personal issues with him. But before I even get into this, I want to shout out the Bloods for all the sensitive gang members in the building. I've always said I grew up around Bloods. I have love for Bloods. I'm hardest on them because I know the effects they have on our communities, and I know that if they chose to go a different direction, they could do for our people the same thing that people like Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan done for the Nation of Islam, you know. But shout out to non-trades that I grew up around. Shout out to Mac Ballers. Shout out to Hounds. But let's get to the story, okay? This Blood was Miller at a time where Millers was real big and they was recruiting a lot of dudes. He was one of those dudes to where he was a big dude. Like, he had to have been 6'2", 6'3", and we talking about Rikers Island adolescents, so 16 to 18. We talking about a big dude, you know what I'm saying? Like 6'2", 6'3", at least 300 pounds. Like, this is a big dude. And like I said, I had no personal qualms with this dude, but I was just, like I did in every house, just analyzing the situation. I'm a likable person, so of course I was likable to him and likable to the person who he fought. You know what I'm saying? Who he got into it with. But how this fight came to be was that both these guys were on the team. Okay, so both these guys had a high position of power. It's just one of those situations where two people really just don't like each other, but they choosing to tolerate each other because they both have a high position of power within the crib. You know what I'm saying? Neither of them run the crib, so they can't get the other one packed up. They can't make that order. You know what I'm saying? But they dealing with each other still because they don't have the highest power in the crib, but they have a high power. Now, the bigger dude who I'm talking about, who hit the other guy with the tray, he had an issue with this guy because this guy was a heavy joker, a heavy prankster, and if he was mad at you, he'll say some real disrespectful stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he'll talk about your mother, all type of stuff, you know? And he will gladly fight you if you feel some type of way, you feel me? So it was just one too many times where the dude just invited him to the Frank stand or said something disrespectful about his mother. I don't know what they was arguing about. They might have been arguing about a couple pages from a porno mag. where it started at, because this same guy, I'm gonna talk about him in a later story about how he knocked out a dude in the house over a porno mag. You know what I'm saying? More specifically, Pinky. You know what I'm saying? But back to this regular story. I remember just being in the day room and we just watching them. They arguing, right? But the bigger dude, right? The bigger bully, he's more in his feelings. The other dude is just like laughing. He like, ah, you tight. And they both from Brooklyn, right? So it's two crazy Brooklyn dudes just arguing. And the smaller one's like, ah, you tight. Why you tight for? Why you tight? Because I'm about to put my beef in your mother's mouth? Like, he used to say stuff like that. And then the other dude was like, yo, stop playing with me, bro. Like, I'm telling you, you gonna make me hurt you. You gonna make me hurt you. I'm gonna punch you. Like, you can't punch out of a paper bag. You can't fight. You know, I know you can't fight. We slap box all the time. You really want to do this? You want to embarrass yourself in front of all these day room dummies. You know what I'm saying? Day room niggas, what he said, right? Mind you, the child, we on the child at this time. So while they arguing, right? While they arguing, the smaller dude gets his tray already, right? And he sits at the same table that I'm sitting at, right? Right? So we eating, but without looking behind his back at the other dude, right? Who's eating as well, the bigger dude. He just talking, snapping on them. Now they throwing the Frankston at each other, right? Right? So he like, yo, you know what? Tell your mother she could suck my, right? He was like, I told you what was gonna happen if you keep talking about my mother, right? The dude still got his back to him. The bigger dude gets up with his food tray, still has some type of food in it, still had milk that he didn't finish. He just started hitting the guy over the head with the tray. Boom, 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 right? Hit him in the back. Boom, boom, boom. The dude's getting hit, and the dude's getting hit. I looked at him, he's smiling. He like, that's it? He's smiling. Mind you, he didn't even turn around and look the other dude in the face yet. He gets up, turns around, and immediately they start getting it. Boop, 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 boop. Right? They fighting. He getting the best of the bigger dude, who already had an advantage because he popped it off first and used a weapon. Right? So he beat him up. It's a whole big thing. The turtles come. Blase, blase, blah. They pack both of them dudes up. The bigger dude goes to one main. Now, within days of him being in one main, the story comes out that a Crip named Ice, right? His lungs collapsed overnight and he died. And the CO let the blood buzz his cell door open, and the bloods went in there, put him in a full Nelson, locked him in, right? Beat on his body. Like I said, his lungs collapsed. And the same dude that just had the fight maybe a week earlier and one lower, who I looked him in his face as he was leaving, ends up being part of the team that killed the Crip. And mind you, it is said, yeah, I'm coming. And mind you, it is said that they snitched on each other. So this dude goes from arguing about a porno magazine, right, to beating his own fellow blood with a tray, right, to going to a whole nother place, being an accomplice of murder, and told. My advice, don't go to jail. Don't jump people. It's not cool. Now, me saying this, who knows, I might end up jumping somebody in the future. It's still not cool. And what's the point in being a big blood, big gangster if you just gonna be an accomplice to murder and then tell? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Hopefully, everybody who I spoke about, minus the dead, God bless the dead, but hopefully the other two brothers who I've spoken about, maybe they home, and maybe they got their life together. But that's the story, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.